Welcome back to another Jay's Collectible video, and today I'm reviewing another Avengers Infinity War 2-pack, and here we have Corvus Glaive and Loki. Now, of course, Loki's from the very beginning of the film. He has the Tesseract, and then Corvus Glaive's also from the beginning, but he's also from other parts of the film. Anyway, with all that down, let's take a look at the package. Taking a look at the package, you got to look at Corvus Glaive and Loki in the box right there. Got the Avengers Infinity War logo down there. Got the title for each character below them. Turning to the side, we got to look at Corvus Glaive right here. Turning to the back, we got a photo of both of them, and then the bios, I think, on the back right there in the middle. I think it's just talking about them in the film. And turning to this side, we got to look at Loki. And we're now back at the front of the box. So let's take a look to see how they're packaged within the plastic tray. And here we have them in the tray right here. You got Corvus Glaive on this side and Loki right there. It's kind of positioned where he's holding the Tesseract. At least I think that's what it's trying to do. But yeah, with all that down, let's take a look at those accessories. Up first, we have the Tesseract. It's just a cute piece with some translucent blue. This is my second Tesseract in my collection now. I got another one with the red skull from the What If series. And so, yeah, I feel like Loki should have came with a blade, because doesn't he use a blade, like, when he tries to stab Thanos, but it doesn't work? I feel like that's one thing that's missing that's not in this pack, but you have this, which makes sense since he had it in the movie. Anyway, now let's take a look at his cape. Taking a look at his cape here, just got some dark green for it and some little brown paint on the shoulder pieces right here. And I will say, there are little pegs on here that you can port into the shoulders. You can get it in there. It's kind of hard, but it doesn't stay in there that well. I kind of wish that this was kind of molded into his shoulders where it doesn't come off, in my opinion, because it's kind of annoying how this comes off. So I'm just going to keep it off for the review. I'll put it back on whenever we get to the outro and everything, but it would just be coming off throughout the entire review, and that would just be kind of annoying, so I don't really want to have that coming off. And here's a look at the back real quick. But yeah, that's a look at the cape. I guess you can kind of call it an accessory for Loki. It was separate from him, so you have that. But yeah, now let's take a look at the blade for Corvus Glaive. And here's the blade for Corvus Glaive. For the handlebar, just got some gray paint. And on the end pieces, it's like a goldish tan color. So you have this. And I do kind of recognize this. The Lego minifigure had pieces that represented this. But you have that. It's a pretty, actually, long blade. So, yeah. Anyway, that's a look at all the accessories. Let's now take a look at Loki and Corvus Glaive. Taking a look at Loki, I think they did a really good job for the time period of getting the likeness for Tom Hiddleston. This is probably my favorite Loki in my collection currently. I only have this one, I think the TVA one. So, I don't know, it just reminds me more of the earlier movies without the, the suit. But that's just my opinion. Taking a look at the body here, his body's basically just a black shirt. He does have a little gold near the top of his, neck here, and then there's a little bit of green down here, not on the thigh, but right there. And then taking a look at the arms here, you got this green kind of like shoulder piece on the side, and then on the inside you do have a little bit of gold. Let's see if I can get it in shot. You got a little bit of gold and green, I think it's in shot, open shot, on there. And taking a look at this piece near the hand, you got a little green for the base of it, and then some brown paint line designs on it, and some black fingerless gloves. And it should be mirrored for this arm, so again, just pull that out real quick. There's a little bit of gold and green line detailing on the inside portions of the arm. And then for the upper portion, you got that green shoulder piece there, and then the green down here for the arm gauntlet, and some brown kind of like line designs in the glove again. Taking a look at the legs, you got some little green paint details on the thighs portions of the legs, and then moving on down, it's just black up till we get to the boots. There's a little bit of silver on the middle portion of the boots right there. And here's a look at the back. So yeah, that's a look at Loki. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how he turned out. Now let's take a look at Corvus Glaive. Taking a look at Corvus Glaive, you got blue tintish color for the skin color for his face. Got a little gold details on his eyes, and his teeth are showing right there. The hood piece is gray with some gold ear pieces on the side, and these are soft plastic. So this one on here, you can see is kind of bending inward this way, where this one's not really doing that. So that's just something to note with this older figure. I really like his clothing design. It just looks very unique and feels very unique. You got gray for it with some gold line detailing throughout it, and it also goes throughout the whole figure essentially for the legs, and then just his costume and everything. Got this kilt piece. This is soft plastic, and there's again some gold line detailing throughout it. And that is also on the inside with the kilt piece right here. There you can see it. But you have that. For the arms here, again, it's just that kind of same gray color with a little gold on the side of the arm right there. And it should be the same for this arm as well. See if I can find it. There we go. So yeah, like I said a second ago, there should be a little bit of gold on the side of the arm going down this way, I believe. And then again, it's that gray color. Taking a look at the legs, again, it's the same gray essentially, with some gold line detailing just kind of going throughout his legs. And then there's a little bit of gold on the tip of his toes there. So you have that. And then the cape piece here is again that gray color with some gold line detailing going throughout it. So overall, it's a very unique character to add to the line, and actually this does complete my Children of Thanos. I have all the original ones, we'll call them the Misfit ones, because I think they were updated in the Children of Thanos 5-pack that came out in 2020, but I have all the original ones, so I do have all those, which is nice to have. All I need now are the Outriders. Anyway, that's a look at Corvus Glaive. Let's now take a look at articulation. Taking a look at articulation, you can turn the head around 360 degrees. It gets stuck a little bit, but you're able to do that just because of the hair. He does not go side to side, and he does look down just a little, I believe, and he doesn't look up at all because of the hair back here is going to stop it. He does turn the arm around 360 degrees, but once you have the cape on, it probably won't because it'll pop off as you do it. You can pull the arm out that far, bend the elbow like so, twist at the hand. There's a little bit of wrist articulation, and so you have that. Should be mirrored for this arm as well, where you can turn it 360 degrees, pull it out that far, bend the elbow, and then twist at the hand. And then he has that wrist articulation once again. And then he does twist at the waist, and he bends down that far, so pretty good. And he bends back that far, so actually that's quite a bit for him going back. There's no side-to-side motion for the waist. He does kick up that far, bend the knee, bend the foot, and it bends that far up, and it goes side-to-side just a little bit. And then same for this leg, kick up that far, bend the knee like so, bend the foot, and you can bend it up and then go side-to-side just a little bit. And then he does do the splits that far out. So that's pretty much all the articulation for Loki. Pretty decent, I think. Now let's take a look at Corvus Glaive. Taking a look at Corvus Glaive's articulation, you can turn the head around 360 degrees. He looks down that far, so not a lot, and he doesn't really move his head up, actually. He doesn't look down at all. I just now realized I thought he did. He does not really look up or down, so just note that. He doesn't really move side to side, so I'm not quite sure if that's because of the hood piece. That could be because of the hood piece. So you can just turn it 360 degrees. One of the weaker head articulations I think I've seen on the Marvel Legends figure. Moving now towards arm articulation, he can pull this arm up that far, but it gets blocked by this piece right here. He can bend in that far, twist at the hand, and does he have wrist articulation? He does have a little bit of wrist articulation, I believe. So yeah, you have that. He can pull it out that far, but again, it gets stopped by this piece right here. Same for this arm. It can kick up, or not kick up, but go up that far, bend the elbow that far, and I twist at the hand, and there's a little bit of wrist articulation, and this one can be pulled out that far. He does twist at the waist, so you have that. He bends down that far and bends back that far, so pretty good, I think. And he has side-to-side motion, so that's nice. He does kick up that far with the leg. He can bend the leg in that far, bend the foot, and then bend the foot up that far, and it goes side to side. Same for this leg, kick up that far, bend the knee in like so, and then bend the foot up and down and side to side. And then he does do the splits that far, so pretty good there. But yeah, that's a look at all the articulation. Let me get into the pose and take a look at my final thoughts. Well, there you go. That is my review of Loki and Corvus Glaive from Avengers Infinity War from the Marvel Legends line. Overall, it's a decent pack. I do have a few complaints. One is with Loki. His cape, like I said earlier in the review, I really wish it was molded into the shoulders where it doesn't come off, because it comes off really easily. That's kind of disappointing. I feel like if he tips over and falls, it's just going to pop off. So I don't like that. And Loki, I feel like should have came with a knife. Otherwise, that would have been a perfect figure, because he used a knife, I think, or a blade, when he was going to try to stab Thanos. That did not work. But yeah, that's my little thing about Loki. When it comes to Corvus Glaive, they did make another Corvus Glaive that came in the 5-pack. I don't have that one, so I'm not quite sure how different it is compared to that one. I've seen videos of people comparing them. I just don't remember what the results were, but you have that. So I guess I'll kind of see that once I get the 5-pack someday down the road, because basically all of the Children of Thanos in that pack are a lot better than the original ones, especially the Claw Obsidian and Proxima Midnight. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below what you thought of these two figures. Keep an eye out for other videos coming to the channel here soon. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and take care.